Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Civilspedia's daily current affairs analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy. And this video is going to be very relevant to the date of 6th of July 2025. And in this video we are going to discuss about the following topics, and the topics taken for today's discussion is the public interest litigation and the Kolhapuri Chappals and its geographical indication tag identity. And the second topic is going to discuss about the Collegium system, which is recently in news because of the Chief Justice of India has recently expressed his opinion about the transparency and the interferences it needs to be considered, and he also expressed his opinion or concern towards the external interference from legislative and executive bodies. And in the third topic we are going to discuss about the Grama Sabhas and its role in the establishment or the drafting of community forest reserve management plans and its recent relevance. And in the fourth topic we are going to discuss about the Pradhan Mantri POSHAN Abhiyaan, which is a nutrition scheme established to enhance the nutritional value among the children by providing them the midday meals and by through other methods, which is in stark difference with respect to the establishment or the implementation. And in the fifth topic we are going to discuss about the 42nd Amendment Act, which introduced two words into the preamble of the Constitution, which is secular and social, which was recently in news because of the right-wing functionary who filed a petition to remove the two words which was introduced during the era of emergency in India. In this section of video, we are going to know about the Kolhapuri Chappals and GI tag, and recently it got into the news because of the famous brand Prada used this without the knowledge of the native makers, or they did not provide any incentivization or any other recognition to the original product. And with respect to the geographical indication tag, geographical indication tag is a sign used for the product linked to specific place, that is geographical indications with respect to the geography got produced, and known for its quality, and it's also the recognition associated along with the cultural value it possesses. And this geographical indication tag was provided or have the legal backing under the Geographical Indication Act of 1999, and the authority who is issuing this geographical indication tag is Geographical Indication Registry, which is based in Chennai. And the validity of this geographical indication tag is basically around 10 years, and it got renewed only after 10 years upon paying a certain fees. And the purpose of choosing or providing geographical indication tag to a certain product is because it protects the traditional knowledge or the value it possesses, and it also prevents the misuse of this product, and it also prevents the knowledge misuse or the miscreation of this original product into some other product. And it also hugely in benefit of the local artisans who are involved in the production of this product or services product only. And with respect to the Kolhapuri Chappals, it is a traditionally handmade leather slippers, mainly from the regions of Kolhapur, which is present in Maharashtra and nearby regions. And the main feature of this Kolhapuri Chappal is that it is made out of vegetable tanned leather, and it peculiar feature of this product is that it does not contains any nails or synthetic material for its binding into making of this chappal. And it got an iconic toe ring, which is a peculiar feature, and it also has a braided strap design along with the strap of this chappals. And it got the geographical indication status on 2019, and it got renewed till 2029. And what is the major significance of this Kolhapuri Chappal is that it resembles the cultural symbol of Maharashtra, especially the area of Kolhapur, and it also backed the economical and cultural value of more than 10,000 artisan families depends who are mostly depend on the production of this chapel. And with respect to the public interest litigation, this public interest litigation is a essential and most powerful tool to make legal petitions for the welfare of the public as and it does not in the mean cause for the on the personal interest. And who are all eligible to file the public interest litigation is that any person or a group or behalf of affected communities, they can file a public interest litigation in the High Court or the Supreme Court. And what is the legal basis or the legality for filing a public interest litigation is that Article 32 and Article 226 backs the public interest litigation based on the public welfare, and the Supreme Court or High Court will consider the public interest litigation based on this, and it may not project the personal interest of any person who are filing the public interest litigation. And it is used only for the fundamental rights violation and with respect to the violation in any environmental hazard or any cultural protection. Moving to the prelims practice question, the practice question is: consider the following statement. Geographical indication tags are issued by the Geographical Indications Registry under the Ministry of Culture. Second statement: it is valid only for 10 years and cannot be renewed. And the second statement is outrightly incorrect because it is valid for 10 years, but it can be renewed after 10 years by paying certain amount. So the second statement is incorrect. Here we asked about the incorrect statement. So second statement is incorrect. And with respect to the first statement, it is issued by the Geographical Indication Registry, but under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and with this geographical indication tag is issued by Department of Industry, Promotion and Internal Trade under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and not under the Ministry of Culture. So the both statements are incorrect, and the answer is C, both 1 and 2. And in the recent felicitation program event at the Bombay Bar Association, our present CJI, Mr. Gavai, has expressed his opinion about the Collegium system, and it needs to be of completely transparency in appointment of judges. And it is in news because, as I said earlier, our Chief Justice of India, Bhushan Ramakrishnan Gavai, that is 52nd CJI, in the felicitation event of Bombay Bar Association, has expressed his opinion about the Collegium system, about the judicial appointment. It needs to be in transparent and it may merit based, and it has to be in an inclusive representative manner. And he also expressed his opinion or concern over the external interference in the appointment of judges in the Supreme Court, and also he also shows some concern towards the pending appointments that need to be taken care of in the Bombay High Court. And he also opened his concern towards the Supreme Court is not he feels that Supreme Court is not a Chief Justice of India based or centric institution. It is a collective constitutional body. And what is a Collegium system? The Collegium system is a mechanism for appointment and transfer of judges to the higher judiciary level, that is from Supreme Court, between Supreme Court or from High Court to Supreme Court in India. It is not explicitly mentioned in the constitution anywhere, but it has evolved through the judicial interpretation and the traditional practice it happens. And it also comprises, the Collegium system comprises of the Chief Justice of India. It's the basic structure of this Collegium system, and it has a forum of 4 other senior most judges from the Supreme Court. And for the High Courts, it it also includes the Collegium system, and this High Court appointments includes the CJI, the Chief Justice of India, and other two senior most judges, and it also has the say of the consultation from the concerned High Court judges, that is concerned Chief Justice of High Court or any other High Court judges who is apart from the High Court judges, Chief Justice of High Court, and other state authorities with respect to the state boundary. And the evolution of this Collegium system is based on the three judge cases, and in the first judge case, which was in the year of 1981 between SP Gupta and versus Union of India, it primarily got the primacy to the executive, that is executive bodies in the judicial appointments, and it also held that consultation of Chief Justice of India is not a mean to concurrence of the appointment of judges to the High Court or Supreme Court. And in the second judge case, which is in 1993, which is a prominent case in the establishment of this Collegium system, and this second judge case is Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association versus Union of India. It got overruled the first judge case, which feels the panel that it got the overpowering of executive body on the judicial jurisprudence. So it overruled the first judge case and established the Collegium system and gave primacy to the judiciary in their appointments, and to make them more independent and provide more autonomy to the judicial body. And with respect to the third judge case, which was in the year 1998, it is of presidential reference, and it expanded the Collegium system, which makes the constitution of this Collegium system more comprehensive, that it contains of Chief Justice of India and 4 other senior most justices, Supreme Court judges, which is we are following right now. And it also emphasizes the collective institutional decision making, that is it needs to be a more comprehensive and inclusive manner for appointment of judicial judges in the Supreme Court or High Court. And this Collegium system was used by the in the judiciary for the appointment of Supreme Court judges, as the Supreme Court judges was appointed by the President based on the recommendation given by the Supreme Court constituted Collegium. And with respect to High Court judges, it was recommended by the 3-member body of High Court Collegium, and it is background checked or vetted out by the Supreme Court constituted Collegium, that involves 2 Collegium system, that is one by the 3-member High Court Judges Collegium, and the second it is checked and verified by the Supreme Court Collegium system, and it sent to the President for the further appointment of the judges. And that with respect to the transfer of judges, it also follows the same Collegium recommendations. And what is the ministry that coordinate with the Collegium system for the appointment of judicial postings, or the Ministry of Law and Justice is the coordinating agency between and it cannot override the recommendations provided by the Collegium system, as the second judge case is a strong base for the establishment of Collegium system, and it bars exceptional cases. What are all the advantages of this Collegium system is that the judicial independence, as the second judge case is the core for establishment of this judicial independence. It's override the first judge case, and it also eradicates or deep-root the over surpass of the executive in the judicial jurisprudence, and it shields the judiciary from executive influence. And it also has the scope for introduction of merit and seniority based appointments in the High Court or Supreme Court judges, and it also ensures the competent authority or the competent person who are experienced in the field of judiciary, who got more seniority, got the appointment in the correct order, and it also has the scope for elimination of the supersedence of judges as in earlier cases, as like in the earlier cases. And it also has to follow the continuity and institutional memory, that is it follows a traditional continuation, and it also makes the institutional more viable, and it also makes the Collegium system more comprehensive and strong to its core. And with respect to the disadvantages of this Collegium system, the main disadvantages is that it shows lack of transparency, as it was an internal appointment and no formal procedure has been followed in this appointment, and there will be no record for the record of reasoning in the appointment of judges to the specific postings, and there is no accountability is the another disadvantages that this Collegium system possesses. And as the decision made out in the Collegium system or internal, and it is of without the public scrutiny. And the other disadvantage is that it is not transparent, which is opposite, and it is opaque and considered to be more elitist in nature, that is only limited representation from the marginalized section, and the Collegium system need not to follow any other reservation or others procedures to follow, so it also has the limited representation and regional backgrounds. And there is no room for legislative oversight, as the second judge case completely eliminate the executive and judicial jurisprudence over the appointment of judges. Unlike other democracies, they follow the parliamentary interference in the appointment of judges, as well as the public say in the appointment of judges. And with respect to the prelims practice question with reference to the Collegium system in India, consider the following statement: it is explicitly provided for in the Constitution of India. That is incorrect, because it is nowhere mentioned explicitly in the Constitution of India, or not imbibly in the Constitution of India. And the second judge case to establish the principles of judicial primacy in the appointments, which is correct, because it got the significance of primacy in the second judge case. And the President of India is bound to accept all recommendations of the Collegium without expectation is incorrect, because she or he is not bound to accept all recommendations from the Collegium without exemptions. So the third statement is incorrect. So the first and first statement is also incorrect. So the answer is 2 only, B. Moving to the next topic. In this section of video, we are going to know about the community forest reserve and the Grama Sabha's involvement in the preparation of community forest reserve, and the recent confusion involved because of the center's announcement. And let's get into the topic. It is in news because a recent confusion made out of this creation of preparation of community forest reserve by the Chhattisgarh government. The Tribal Affairs Ministry recently issued a notice with respect to the creation or the preparation of community forest reserve document, but the Chhattisgarh government misunderstood, and it hold or prohibits the creation of preparation of community forest reserve documents by the native people or the village people who are involved in the process of preparing this report. But center reaffirms the Gram Sabha's exclusive authority to prepare, that is involvement of people who are village community and the tribal existing living in the forest area to prepare community forest reserve management plans. And it also, the Tribal Affairs Ministry also clarifies the forest department should only to assist the people who are involving in the preparation of this management plan, and not to take over or interfere in the preparation of this community forest reserves reserve management. And as I have said earlier, that the controversy was triggered out of the forest department made halting out of this forest community forest reserve work, citing that it needs to be taken only after the modern plan which was about to be introduced by the Tribal Affairs Ministry. And with respect to the community forest reserve management plans, what are the key features that it has the legal backing of section 3 of 1 subclass 1 of subclass 1 of Forest Rights Act of 2006. And the definition of this community forest reserve is basically of it has the involvement of traditional village boundaries, and this traditional village boundaries and its people community, who are forest dwelling communities and other tribal people who are living in the village, are involving in the preparation of this community forest reserve management plans. And the authority is responsible for the preparation of this management plan is that the Grama Sabha of that village will prepare along with the village dwelling people and the other tribal people who are living in that area, and it also approves the plan. And the role of forest department in this preparation of this management plan is that to technically support the Gram Panchayat or the Gram Sabhas, and it needs to be documented, documentary, or to be documented by the people through their forest department support. And every forest, this community forest reserve management plan has to be devised or to be produced locally and independently according to various villages and not holistically, because one size fits none. And key functions of the Gram Sabhas in the preparation of this community forest reserve is that they prepare the management and conservation plan for the conservation of forest and other resource usage like minor forest produce, and they delimits the grazing area and other resources accordingly. And they also ensure the sustainable use and monitor the forest health in the intermittent manner. And it also has the coordination with the NGOs who involved in the conservation of forest as well as the tribal people in that area, along with the support of the government. And the significance of this Grama Sabha is that Grama Sabha authority is that it empowers the local governance, that it creates an autonomy to the local governments, local governance, and also the people who are of the tribal population also got empowerment. And it also protects the traditional rights of the people who are inheriting the native land, and it also prevents the bureaucratic outreach or the overpowering of bureaucracy in that area, and allowing them to individually devise a separate plan for their community forest reserve. It also makes them more sustainable in planning and conservation, and it strengthens the livelihood by devising a separate grazing area for themselves, and also the limiting of minor forest produce, and it also helps in the climate resilience activities. And it boosts the accountability on the people, as well as they know the value of the forest they in occupy, and it also boosts the grassroots level democracy to grow. And a dedicated scheme got introduced recently because of the importance of conservation of community forest reserve. The scheme introduced was Dharti Abha Janjatiya Gram Uttarakash Abhiyaan. It was launched by the Ministry of Tribal Affairs in the year 2023, and the objective was specifically to help the Grama Sabhas to prepare community forest reserve plans, and it has the mechanism to empanel, that is involvement of NGOs to support the documentation and other planning activities with respect to the community forest reserve. And it was specifically named after a tribal leader, famous tribal leader who is an icon of tribal revolution in India is the Birsa Munda from Jharkhand, and it is implemented in the areas of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, and Odisha, etc., which is a more tribal populated areas in India. And with respect to the prelims practice question, the Dharti Abha Janjatiya Gram Utkarsh Abhiyaan aims to provide scholarships to tribal students, B, facilitate Gram Sabhas in drafting CFR plans, that is community forest reserve plans, and C, build rural infrastructure, and D, digitize tribal land records. And the answer is B, because it facilitates Gram Sabha in drafting CFR plans. Moving on to the next topic. Moving to the next section. In this section of video, we are going to discuss about the Pradhan Mantri POSHAN Abhiyaan, which was showing a stark difference or gap between the implementation and the scheme level program, and it struggles on the ground upon implementation to its completeness. And it is in news because of the recent report that revealed the ground level struggle upon implementing the POSHAN Abhiyaan scheme. And despite it got the increased in the amount of funding for the POSHAN Abhiyaan 2.0, but the major gap in quality as well as the coverage upon the nutritional values that it provides also has some significant impact on the implementation of this program. And what are the key issues that involved in the implementation of this program is that the primary issue that involves in this implementation of POSHAN Abhiyaan scheme is the rising food inflation level, and with respect to not aligned with respect to the allocation of budget for that specific program, that leads to major significant gap, and there may be a significant divide in the implementation of this program. And what are the major factors that involves because of this the inflation level got increased because of the cost of oil price and pulses and other various materials involved for the enrichment of this program got a price level to a certain high level, and it budget allocation which is not on par with the rising inflation of this price level. And so that the schools are also in need to provide them food, they try to provide only the food, but they cut the source of protein and other nutritious value to the students by cutting them down. And the other significant issue in the process of implementation of this program is that the only around 90% of the program is covered in the primary level, and around 77% of program will be covered only in the upper primary level, especially in Andhra Pradesh. And this program got significantly eliminated or excluded the drought hit region, which needs to be taken into account and which needs to be focused more. And the third major issue for implementation hurdle is that the compromised nutritional quality, that is because of the rise in price level of certain commodities, which brings value to the food as well as the nutritional value to the human beings, that that significantly amount to the shortage of mandated nutrition standard to the specific children. And the menus which provided in the schools through midday meal scheme is also been repetitive, which is considered to be one of the monotonous menu recipes, and the students will not be opting out for the meal that provided in the school, and it also miss out the fruits and milk, which is a nutritional supplement for the students. And there is a stark difference between mismatch of claims and reality, that is government has claimed that it is POSHAN Abhiyaan mission of 2.0 is a great success by implementing it throughout the country across the length and breadth of the nation, but in field level there is a significant monitoring gap issues, and the rise in price is not very taken into account, or all the significant issues we mismatched also plays a key role in implementation of this POSHAN Abhiyaan 2.0. And primarily we need to know what is POSHAN Abhiyaan, that is Prime Minister POSHAN Abhiyaan scheme. It is launched in the year of 2021 in the name of Pradhan Mantri POSHAN Abhiyaan, but it was originally named as the Midday Meal Mission, started in the year 1995. And the primary objective of this Abhiyaan scheme is to provide or improve the nutritional status of children who are studying in the school, and they need to maintain a certain level of attendance by retention of students by coming to school, by providing the meal of a day, single meal day. And the coverage of this scheme is around 11.8 crore children in around 11.2 lakh schools in according to the Ministry of Education's data 2023, and it is being implemented by the Ministry of Education at central and state level. And what made this Abhiyaan scheme issues made a great impact? It made a great impact on the nutritional gap, as we can clearly see that there is a significant gap in the calorific intake of students and the protein amount they got from the supplement food and other nutritional values that are in stark difference, and which lead to the because of the poor nutritional value that the meal of the day provide. It directly proportionate with the low focus and the performance of the children among the studies or education, which lead to the reduced learning outcome. And the population of scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and girls attendance due drops from schools because of the poor meal quality, which also hit the equity and inclusiveness of the scheme. And majorly the low quality meal that was provided for the day will also affect the trust of the community, and which leads to the decline of retention of students in the school level. Some of the supporting government initiatives with respect to the retention of students, as well as to maintain or improve the nutritional value of the student who are future generation, is that the fortification of rice, that is fortification of food fortification, which is used to tackle the hidden hunger, that is nutritional values that lacks by the individual. And the goal for achievement of this tackling hidden hunger is 2024, and we are still lagging. And other government initiatives like school health program, which primarily involves the health checkups, periodical health checkups for students. And with respect to the female students, that is girl child, periodical checkup of anemia and providing supplements with respect to their medical record is also in progress. And National Digital Nutrition Mission, which is a real-time monitoring mission, by maintaining a separate student record of every individual whose nutritional values and what they need to improve their nutritional value to become a valuable student. And the Tidi Bhojan, which is a community sponsored meal on occasion of certain festivals. And with respect to the way forward of this POSHAN Abhiyaan scheme, there needs to be the inflation linked budget, which is majorly provide stimulus to the cost effectiveness of the food price and the commodities which involved in the process of making a meal, to provide them a nutritious food on the day. And the diversified menus like millets, pulses, fruits, nutritious milk, and which adds value, which not only add the nutritional value to the children, but also promotes the local farming activity also. And by digital tracking and grievance redressal at adequate intervals, and with periodical monitoring, it can be easily to strengthen the monitoring process as well as the implementation progress. And for the empowerment of and The empowerment of self-help groups and panchayat institutions also promotes the value that the POSHAN Abhiyaan scheme provides to the children, and it also helps in implementation of this program to the grassroots level. And the another major significant progress can be made out of the community engagements like involvement of school management committees and other NGOs and other organizations which respect to the nutrition meal of the day also add value to this program. And moving to the mains practice question, the mains practice question for this session is that PM POSHAN is not just a nutrition scheme but a tool of social justice and educational empowerment. Discuss its significance, challenges, and reforms required for effective implementation. In this topic, we are going to know about the recent Supreme Court verdict, or Supreme Court has expressed their opinion to reject or dismiss the petition filed by the right-wing activist who challenged the word of inclusion of secular and socialist in the preamble of the Constitution. And in the recent Supreme Court verdict, it outrightly rejected the petition filed by the right-wing activist and held that these words, that is secular and socialist, will reinforce the Constitution's core value, and it also forms the basic structure of the Constitution, and Parliament cannot remove them because of it also has the part of basic structure of the Constitution. And what are all the positives of the proposed amendment is that it clarifies the India's ideological foundation with respect to the secularism and as well as the socialistic thoughts involved in the making of the India as a nation. And it also protects the majoritarianism against the social equity among the society, and it also has aligned with the vision of our constitutional maker and the one who a pioneer leader in the making of constitution, as Ambedkar's vision of equality and justice. And with respect to the criticism against this inclusion of these words in the Constitution is that it was passed or included during the period of emergency in India, and it also questions the legitimacy of these two words because it was included during the period of emergency, which is not a democratic mean of inclusion. And it also accuses of politically motivated, as it is a political stunt made out of made to make this inclusion into the preamble as a political activity to promote themselves against the nation. And there is an ambiguity over the inclusion of the interpretation of socialism as a term in the preamble. Moving to the mains practice question. The question is, discuss the significance of the term secular and socialist in the Indian preamble. Critically evaluate the Supreme Court's recent affirmation of these terms in the context of India's democratic and constitutional ethos. It is a 15-mark question, and we have to write it about 250 words by comprehensive manner of inclusion of secular, socialist, and other details about the preamble and the recent Supreme Court verdicts, and if at all any previous proceedings or cases involved in this manner needs to be quoted along with the answer. Hope you guys like the video. If you like the content, please hit the like button and suggest your positive comments in the comment section given below, and please share the video to your friends and keep in touch with us by subscribing to our Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel.